but just seeing them on a poster like this and seeing these bomb blasts and these guns and these, it scares me even now as a visual. The reason why I have not shot anything from Jan to now, because
really? Was it because of this film?
This somewhere? And right after this I did Chori 2. I had locked myself up in a room for Akashvani for 20 days. I had.
Oh.
My parents didn't know where I was, my parents didn't know, my phone was off, I was off. And then I would see everybody around dressed up for an audition. And I never understood it. I said, do I have to do this? A number of times since the past one month is, have you seen Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
I've still not seen it. I actually just want to watch him on screen. That's my thing. I don't know him personally to say that, oh, I like him as a person or...
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. I'm with the gorgeous and the super talented Nushrratt Bharuccha. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm also doing very well, thank you. You know, I want to start off by asking, when a subject like this comes to you and you know that there are many things that are sensitive in the film, what goes on as an actor before taking up a project like that?
I think this film was a very responsible and a very sensitive choice. I've read so much on what happened there, especially to women. You know, Aina, I think the women had the most brutal experience of it. I mean, there are so many instances of the Kurdish women, the Yazidi women. They've just been tortured and raped multiple times and sold for the same purpose. Of course, they've lost lives and livelihoods and all of that. And it's just, even reading through that article, you'll stop and you'll say, I can't read anymore. Because you just can't imagine what it must have been like. I think just the fact that, you know, it happened and not far back, it was 2014, made me want to like jump out of my seat and be like, listen, this has to be told. This has to be seen, this has to be said. And somehow I had a team of people, from my directors to my producers, who really believed in this, who really wanted to tell a story of a girl who's gone from India, who left her mother, who left her family, went there in the hopes of making a better future for herself and giving them a better life back at home. And suddenly she gets stuck there. Because our actors, and I know them personally as people, but just seeing them on a poster like this and seeing these bomb blasts and these guns and these, it scares me even now as a visual. So there are so many stories that have happened that are just gone by. You don't know what's really happened over there.
You know, like when you're playing a character like that, you get so invested in the atmosphere because you're in that costume, you kind of start feeling things for real. How difficult is it to get out? Because kahin na kahin wo bahut heavy ho jata hoga. Even when I'm taking your interview, I know I can understand how heavy the atmosphere could have been. But when you're in it and you're actually trying to, you know, process that this is just a film and I'm acting, how difficult is it to actually snap out of it?
Very difficult, actually. It's not like today I'm doing this difficult scene, so I'm going to be upset and I'm going to be disturbed or I'm going to be traumatized only today. In the girl's life, in Jyoti's life, or whoever's story we are trying to say, it happened to her today, but it's not like 2 days later she's okay or she's forgotten it. That trauma carries. Trauma carries for years and years and years. I had to carry that for the whole film, for 45 days. I had to remember that she has gone through this. I had to remember that this is how it must have hurt, pained, broken her. I had to carry that for 45 days. So there was no getting in and getting out. There was actually, even though she was stuck in another land, I was stuck in her trauma for those 45 days as Nushrratt. I had to be. Which is, I think, the reason why I have not shot anything from Jan to now. Because
really? Was it because of this film?
This somewhere? And right after this I did Chori 2.
Again.
Yeah. So it...
Heavy.
Yeah. Sorry, you shouldn't have met me then. I was a mess. I did not know how to function. And see, I'm not a trained actor. So I don't know the skill, if there is a skill, I don't even know, of kind of getting into a character and an emotion technically and to do a kind of a technical sort of understanding and performance of it.
But it's very interesting how every actor has their own process, because I was just speaking to Pankaj Tripathi sir for Oh My God too, and he even said that, you know, I can't physically do stuff to myself to get into a character. अगर मुझे 10 दिन कमरे में बंद करना होगा, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, मैं दिमाग में कर लूंगा. So I feel for every actor,
it's a completely different method.
It's a very different.
Like I had locked myself up in a room for Akashvani for 20 days. I had.
Oh.
My parents didn't know where I was. My parents didn't know. My phone was off. I was off. Social media तो अलग था. I was off even physically around people for 20 days.
Oh my God. You know, even, you know, the subject that this film has, we've seen similar subjects in the recent past create a little controversy before the film. As an actor, does that worry you कि ये obstacle नहीं आना चाहिए मेरे release के पहले, या like I don't want any controversies to surround the film?
मतलब controversy ना जितनी हमने देखी है वो ऐसी चीज़ों पे होती है जहाँ आप सोच भी नहीं सकते हो कि इस पे क्या controversy हो सकती है, but हो जाती है. Somewhere or the other, something hurts somebody's sentiments, and then it becomes something. So, does an actor or a creator wish it doesn't happen? Because honestly, we are trying to say a story which is larger than everything else. So we would like the film and the subject of the film to not get diluted because of a controversy. I think that's where we don't want it to happen to our film.
You know, when a female protagonist is in a film, we're seeing this in cinemas and not on OTT, which is great. But do you feel like makers are picking up subjects in such a way that's the only time a female protagonist can be? Like, we won't see a female leading a rom-com.
But I did Janit.
Yeah.
It was a comedy.
Yeah.
Of course, I know your question.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this is not happening.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need to start somewhere. So if they say, let's just do this kind of a story with a female actor, cool, start it, do it. अगर वो भी नहीं करोगे तो हम rom-com तक पहुँचेंगे ही नहीं, या हम उसके आगे पहुँचेंगे ही नहीं. You need to start somewhere. Like everybody, when we study and we get out, we start with internships. Like, we don't get paid. But our thing is, start small, then start building yourself. Take one step at a time. And you know, and if you think about it, this shift is actually happened lately because all this while, आपके घर की लड़की शादी करके घर बसाती थी. Now आपके घर की लड़की बड़ी होके IAS ऑफिसर बन रही है, बड़ी होके पायलट बन रही है, बड़ी होके एक एंटरप्रेन्योर, एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रही है. तो जब आपके घर की लड़की, आपके टाउन की, आपके नेबरहुड की लड़कियां are making those marks and setting those examples, you know of them. Now, as an audience, when you know of them, you will want to go to a theatre and watch a story and a film like this because it's your reality. अभी तक वो उनकी reality नहीं थी.
The tagline also of the film says that it's an ordinary girl's story that deals with a battle. As an ordinary girl, before you became a celebrity, what was the battle that you faced as a newcomer?
In this industry or just as a girl?
In this industry, because back when you just started with Akashvani, Love, Sex, Dhokha, Pyaar Ka Punchnama, before Sonu Ditto happened, before Luv Ranjan happened, as an ordinary girl, what was something that you faced?
I think at that point, the fact that you needed to be a certain mold to be an actress. You had to be a certain height, a certain look, a certain grooming. I have gone to auditions in Osho chappals, torn jeans and t-shirts and chashma and no hair and no makeup. And from college, I've just gotten up and gone for an audition. And then I would see everybody around dressed up for an audition. And I never understood it. I said, do I have to do this? But if I do this, then I'm not me. So what do I do on camera? How do I be me on camera if I'm like decked up or I'm dolled up to be something else? I didn't understand it, I didn't know it. So I think I faced a lot of rejection because people just felt like लगती नहीं है, वो करती क्या है तक पहुंचा ही नहीं, मतलब कैमरा ऑन हुआ ही नहीं कभी कि उन्होंने देखा ही नहीं कि what is she capable of doing. The concentration was more on how you are seen than what you can do.
Did people tell you to be a certain way?
Yeah. I had a lot of people tell me, you can't dress like this, you have to do this certain way, you have to have this appearance, you have to build your fashion profile, you have to do this, you have to do... There was a lot said. I had people saying, नहीं lead actress तो नहीं हो सकता, आपको दोस्त के रोल में कास्ट करते हैं. तो मैंने कहा रोल क्या है? Like as an actor, मेरा रोल क्या है? फिर जब पढ़ो तो रोल ही नहीं है, पीछे खड़ा रहना है. मैंने कहा खड़े रहने के लिए मेरी जरूरत ही नहीं, आप किसी को भी ले लो. मतलब I'm an actor, मैं खड़े रह के करूँ क्या? It doesn't make sense. So I was facing those problems because from the outside, you don't know really how this system works.
Yeah.
And it is a system, of course. And of course it has its bad things and good things and inspiring things and heartbreaking things. It has all of it. But it's there. So that I think I faced a lot. I wouldn't understand only why I wasn't even being asked to act. मतलब मौका भी नहीं मिल रहा था कि audition भी नहीं कर सकती थी कि नहीं fit हो रहा.
Oh God, that's what happened. No, you've come a long way. I have to
Thank
say
you.
That. Now, when you look back at everything, and you know, you meet the Pyaar Ka Punchnama team. Sunny Chizradi Purush, Kartik's doing very well. Luv sir did 2 Jhooti Main Makaan. What do you all talk about when you all reunite and when you all, you know, kind of bump into each other?
Same things we talked about all these years back when we started films. कौन सी फिल्म देखी, क्या रिलीज हुई, इस एक्टर को देखा, इसका ये देखा, अरे उस फिल्म का क्या सीन था, all of that. If I have half an hour with anybody from the film industry, I think the only thing they talk about is what films did you watch, what shows did you watch, what did you think. The one question I've been asked umpteen number of times since the past one month is, have you seen Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
I've still not seen it. But that's the talk of the town. Everybody wants to know, have you seen it? What do you think of it? So that's all. I'm telling you, we actors are really, honestly, just cued into films that is it for us.
Yeah.
You will hardly see us discuss anything else.
Yeah.
We'll not talk about politics, we'll not talk about education system, we'll not talk about what's happening there. Of course, we'll talk about current affairs if that's what's happening right now. But our main heart and body and soul is films.
Cinema.
What's happening in the world of films.
I have to end this and ask you about Ranbir Kapoor because you know I've seen your interviews recently and you've said, you know, like it was a delight to work with him, but you don't end up telling this to him.
Yeah.
Like you say it around, but you don't say it to his face.
I can't.
Why? Why is that?
Because
does he know? Is he aware?
I hope I don't know. I guess he is. I don't think I can ask that also, right? No, actually with him, I'll tell you what. I've never known him. I've never met him.
Okay.
Before I shot for a film with him. I didn't know who he was. All I know of him is what he does on screen, what he does in a film. And I'm actually a fan of that. I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of what he brings as an actor to a character and to a scene and to whatever he does. That's who I am completely taken by. So I actually just want to watch him on screen. That's my thing. I don't know him personally to say that, oh, I like him as a person or this is what I'm a fan of his talent. I'm a fan of who he is. And then I met him on 2 Jhooti Main Makaan set, and of course I was not going to tell him that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure he knew that I'm a fan and I really like his work. But that is the first time I interacted with him as a person and got to know him as a person for those 3-4 days, 5 days that we shot. Which is very little time, but it's still what it is. So yeah, I can't tell a person anything in that much time. I would rather talk about other things. I would rather want to pick his brain on how he works and how he does. I think most of the time
he's pretty spontaneous, no?
He's spontaneous, and I was just observing him most of the times. I wanted to kind of see what is his method, like what does he do? What does he do to kind of do that? But you can't tell. Yeah, you can't. He's just sitting quietly, chilling, looking at ceilings, drinking his coffee or talking to people. I'm like, करते क्या हो? Why can't I see the process? But I guess that's what it is.
Did you like have a conversation? What was the first thing you told him? Like, you know, sometimes when you break ice with someone, you're like, क्या बोलूं?
No, I don't have an ice breaking problem. I don't think I've ever had it.
Okay.
I didn't have it even when I first did with Ram Setu, when I did with Akshay sir, when I first went on set or first met him. I don't think I had an ice breaking problem. I'm very normal. I can like chat with you or I cannot chat with you, judging the vibe that okay, not in a chatty mood.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we talked about was, hi, how do you want to do the scene? So I said, listen, I was thinking I'll sit here and I'll say this and like I went on about the scene. So he's like, That was it. That was our first conversation.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nushrratt, what's coming next for you besides Chori 2?
Besides Chori 2, there's another film we've wrapped. I've done a film with the creative producer of this film, who's the director of that film, Shashank Shah sir. We finished it. I don't know when we're going to release it, but that's also something that really disturbed me again.
Oh my God.
I don't know why.
You're doing this intense.
I don't know. It's happening to me. I'm not doing it on my own.
We miss Chori Sada.
Yeah. So that'll come out sometime. I don't know, early next year maybe. So that's the third one.
All the very best. Thank you so much for chatting. It's always lovely to talk to you. And I hope Akeli does super well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nushrratt Bharuccha and you're watching me on Instant Bollywood. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to Instant Bollywood.